And you mentioned Microsoft too, and I know the press interpreted its investment as a bit of a way of Microsoft pushing back on regulators, which are concerned about its very deep ties to OpenAI. I just wondered what you think of that, if there's any truth to that.
It's a good question. I don't actually personally have any perspectives on that point. I think, again, from Mr. All's perspective, a big push was how do we get this into the hands of developers globally? And I think Microsoft, because it has a global presence with Azure, being able to leverage a lot of that international connectivity was, on our side, a big part of the rationale, and hopefully one of many commercial partnerships to come.
And then last for us, I was at Upfront Summit yesterday, and I was listening to Brian Singerman of Founders Fund. In his remarks, the interviewer said, "What is broken about venture?" And I put this in the newsletter last night. But he said, the thing that's most concerning right now is this whole wave. He thinks that all the benefits are really going to accrue to incumbents, because I think he said, compared to the kind of lumbering incumbents of yesteryear, these guys are, quote, exceedingly competent. So as an investor trying to make investments here, how do you think about that sort of very valid observation?
Yeah, it's a great observation. I think first I want to highlight the fact that with Upfront Summit, everybody being in LA, it's just amazing seeing the entire tech community coming together, and hopefully events like this are an opportunity to move forward the local tech ecosystem. So appreciate you all being here. In regards to the comment around a lot of the value accruing to incumbents versus challengers, I think one of the things that we think a lot about, at least on the consumer side, is where can you build moats. I think obviously any startup that's coming in, there's an advantage that you have inherently around being able to move quickly, ship fast, and build a team that can be nimble. But I think beyond that, some of the moats that we think about, at least on the consumer side, are either unique distribution wedges, or are there basically unique business models that you can be establishing. And I think an example of this is a few of our portfolio companies like Beehive and Pika. With AI innovation, they've been able to establish this sort of new monetization model and new monetization approach, where you can not only monetize content consumers, but also content creators. And I think you can do so in a way that a lot of the incumbents are maybe not as well positioned to do. And so I think that's one mode.